All righty. Well, greetings, salutations, everybody. Welcome back to the Moto Nobody's podcast. This, of course, is season 2, episode 3. And I'm, of course, one of your hosts here, Bacon. Along with me, we do have John back in the conversation. John, Million Mile Merkel, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. And Bacon, you sound a little off tonight, my friend.
Oh, it's been rainy and nasty. I think we're like flooding almost. We're maybe a few inches off of flood stage. So it's been raining that much.
That's not good.
No. So
At least when it comes springtime, you'll have enough. It's almost springtime, so the grass will grow and all the plants will come up, and we'll be all good.
yeah, I'll just need to put pontoons on the bike. With some
All right.
paddles.
Pontoons on the bike, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
So how you been?
I'm doing well. I got over my cold, my sickness, all my other shit that's been going on. So yeah.
Well, congratulations for that.
You know what's sad though?
What's that?
The bike hasn't been out in the month.
Ooh, you're itching, aren't you?
It's been rainy, nasty, and sick. I've been sick, so haven't done much.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Who's got sound on? Watching the video. I heard an echo. Because I can cut this out anyway, so no one's watching at the moment.
It shouldn't be me.
I think it was Reggie. Okay.
I'm watching the Hurricanes game, but that's down low, so you shouldn't be able to hear that.
No, I actually heard you echoing, and I heard myself echoing a little bit.
I think it's Reggie because he's muted.
Yeah.
I think he muted himself. Now he unmuted himself.
Ah, that's much better. So, all right. So,
there's the
also with us, we do have Reggie with 2 G's back with us. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
What you got going on?
Oh, no, nothing. Just normal, everyday living.
Yeah.
Living the dream, as they say.
Yes.
Living the dreams, huh?
Yep. Maybe somebody else's, but it's a dream. What was that?
Florida.
Actually, it's been pretty nice here. I think it's been in the 80s.
And now we lost him.
I just been getting over a cold though, so I've been really enjoying it.
All right.
Well, he'll get there. He might one of these days, dust off his bike.
He still has a bike?
Yeah.
Only his garage has really seen it though.
I've just been too busy to ride.
And what do you have again? I don't remember.
Kawasaki Vulcan 1600.
Okay.
The Nomad.
The Nomad.
Mad. So, Reggie.
Yes.
So I got to ask you. What is your dream ride?
Why are you asking me this question?
Well, because this is something that we have going on for all of our new guests, and I kind of forgot to ask you last week, last podcast while you were on.
You put me on the spot. You didn't even give me any warning or anything. You could have told me a couple days in advance. That would have helped out.
Yeah, sometimes I can be a prick like that. So,
so let's see. Would it be a Harley?
Now, are we talking dream ride as in location or dream ride as in bike?
Well, it's a dream ride is going to be location, like whether it be a long ride getting to somewhere or going to somewhere and riding around there for a while, that kind of thing.
Okay. You put me on the spot. I think I would like to ride overseas. That's where I'd go. Yeah, probably like Australia. If I had to do a dream ride, Australia would be where I'd go. I used to watch a lot of guys who rode in Australia, and I always found that whole side of the world very interesting.
That's cool. So you'd want to go see yourself some Aborigines?
Yeah, I mean, Australia's kind of cool. I mean, you almost have every different kind of climate all in one continent. You know,
Yeah.
they have those. I can't think of the name of the city, but there's some cities that sit like right on beaches. There's deserts. I mean,
Well, let's face it, most of it is really desert.
oh yeah, a lot of it is, but it still would be cool to go out there. I know there's a guy I used to watch. I can't remember his name. He used to take long trips on his R1 all through the desert. What's his name? I don't remember it right now, but Australia is where I'd go. I just somewhere completely different, backwards, so far out of the realm of what Florida is.
No, honestly, Australia would be pretty neat. You know, hot women, everything there can kill you. I mean, is there anything else that Australia is really known for?
No, that's it. Everything can kill you. Hot women. Toilets flush backwards, though, don't they? Or is that a myth?
Nope, they flush backwards because you're on the lower part of the equator.
Yeah. That it's hot in this. Oh man, it's just like Florida. I was gonna say it's hot during Christmas time, but
but it's just like Florida.
it's just like Florida.
But I think they have winter where when we're in summer, they're in winter.
Yeah. And the other thing is are they exactly 24 hours ahead for the most part of the eastern side of the US, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're in the future.
I actually did a live stream a couple of years ago with like what was that? Eagle Rider in USA or whatever. And a bunch of other people that were actually like in New Zealand. That was interesting because it was like 8 o'clock in the morning here, and they were all just like at night live streaming around there.
Were they drunk?
They were getting there.
It's like, what are you drinking tonight? Bacon? Coffee?
Milk. Chocolate milk. Sounded like such a little what is it? I can't even think of what that damn name is. Straight edge. Yeah, I sounded like I was straight edge.
Which you are far from.
Yeah, if they only knew. But no, live stream at 8 o'clock in the morning for me. So okay. So let's say you're going around Australia.
Okay.
How long would you want to be around there doing that? Like,
man, if I'm gonna go there,
and mind you, this has to be kind of feasible. Let's say this would be kind of possible.
Hey. Bacon, that's kind of wrong, man. This is dream ride.
Well, yes.
Money and time shouldn't be an issue.
Exactly. He's got a point.
Well, part of it was that, you know, we kind of wanted to make it something that you'd at least be trying to strive for.
Oh, bacon.
What are we?
Then you need to put the stain as that. What is your ride that's feasible that you'd want to do?
No, it's a dream ride, and it's more of a way to spur people to go try and actually do their things that they want to do. We're trying to be positive here and get people moving.
Oh, if you're gonna tell me it was a feasible ride, then I would have said something simple like, no, I would love to go riding through the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. I've been up there enough in a car. I'd love to ride it with a motorcycle.
See, there you go. Now, Bacon, you're changing the topic here. You changed the rules.
I have not, because it's been the same since the beginning. Nope, it's been the same since the beginning, because that is exactly how we came up with the Alaska trip.
Okay, that Alaska trip. Okay. Okay.
So that's exactly how we came up with the Alaska trip.
Yeah, 18 days and doing 7,000 miles. Yeah.
Hey,
I hope you boys are ready.
Hey, you know what? We're going to do what we can do.
There's only one person in this chat, in this podcast right now, who has any experience doing any sort of distance riding, and he's telling you to be ready, Bacon.
Hey, you know what? If we get halfway through our time and we end up having to turn around, that's what we have to do. But it's the fun of it is what it is.
Okay.
Seems like failure to me.
You can say failure, but you know what? It's all in the trip. It's all in the journey, and we're just gonna and we're just gonna have fun doing it. So you can hate all you want, John. You're still coming on the pimped out Spider that Amped is gonna pimp out for you.
Yeah.
I think John's doubting you guys are going to do this.
Oh, he is. He has he has a lot of doubts lately. I don't know. You know something's gone into his brain that he just seems kind of pessimistic, which is really odd for John.
No, I'm being optimistic.
That's not optimistic. You're being. I'm optimistically thinking you're going to fail.
No, I'm just, or I should say, realism. Do I think you can do it? Do I think it's going to happen? Yeah, I think you can do it. It'll be an interesting trip. I think you guys are underestimating the timeline, though.
But we're looking at what, 2.5 weeks?
I would plan 3 weeks at the minimum.
Well, hold on. It's just a quick question. Where's the starting point for this? Because I don't. Did you guys ever discuss where you guys are going to meet to start this journey?
Nashville.
Yep.
You guys are going to go from Nashville all the way to Alaska and back in 2 weeks.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5. They added another half a week.
How many
Originally,
miles is this?
Oh, about 7,000, maybe 8,000.
And you guys are going to do this in 2.5 weeks? How many miles are you guys planning to cover a day?
Oh, they're talking about like 800 miles a day.
No, I think we were looking at like 650. 650 to 7.
And Reggie, they're planning on camping.
See, that's where I'm out.
And why is that, Reggie?
Because if I was meant to camp, I wouldn't have been born in the 80s. I would have been born in the 1800s.
Spend a lot of good money to live like a homeless man.
First of all, how are you guys are going to camp where? Along the road? You guys are just going to stop and bum it?
Yeah, pretty much.
How are you guys going to get quality sleep to be able to get on a bike to ride another 700-800 miles?
I sleep like a rock anywhere I go. Like, kid you not.
And then how many people are going? You, Amp.
We're looking at Rogue. I think John. I don't know. John, are you still there?
I don't know.
Mr. Pessimist?
Haven't decided yet.
I'm
trying to get rich, but we'll, I doubt. I doubt
Rich.
Actually,
I've listened to enough Loud Pipes. He can do about 80 miles of stop. Yeah, really. I've heard John complain about him.
I have never complained about Rich.
Oh,
He's
really?
a different class. So I'll tell you the first thing that Rich, you're not going to be able to get Rich on their bacon. Are you ready?
What's that?
That camping. That ain't happening with him. That's your first thing you got to fix.
Oh, I know. I know.
That's number one.
Okay, well then he can hammock it.
There's gonna be some
No.
stinky dudes.
He's going to want his, 5-star hotel. Don't you know that?
Well, see, we're also making this as as affordable as possible because, let's face it, at least a couple of us are planning on being on new bikes. So,
Well, I hope you get those new bikes broken. I hope you don't just go down and buy them first day.
oh, I plan on buying it first aid, man. Shoot, of course. No, I actually plan on getting my bike here. What? Not next. Well, maybe towards end of next year is where I'm looking.
What's going to happen with Dyna?
Keeping it.
Going to customize it?
Yep. I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna make it a track bike.
A track bike.
Yeah. Because I still want to do the Harley, the Harley GP.
I came up with the Harley GP.
That's right, that Fat Pig GP, man.
Whoa. 7,000 miles. What? How far can you get on one set of tires?
You can go what? Depending on the tires. If you just get like regular like touring tires, you can do 11, 12. except for
Okay.
John. John can't.
All right. So what's John gonna do?
Why can't I do that, or Bacon?
How many miles? What do you get? What do you get out of your tires?
About 10.
Do you?
Well, I
Okay.
get 20 out of the front, and I can get. I think I'm going to get about 10 out of the rear. Or no, I might be getting 12 out of the rear.
Oh,
Oh.
that's actually a lot more than what I've heard you do lately. So
Okay.
Yeah, this last
could-
year has been really good. I've done pretty good with with the mileage, which has surprised me.
I bet. But at the same time, you're also using a spider tire, not a car tire.
Correct.
So
And that's where it's going to stay.
hey, more power to you, man. The better it rides for you, the better it should be.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I have another question. Another question.
All
All
right.
right.
I listen to every episode of Moto Nobodies.
Oh boy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Puts me to sleep at night. Maybe that's what I should do. But my question is, what are you guys gonna do about oil changes? You guys just gonna run it all 7,000?
Honestly, really wouldn't kill most bikes.
Okay. I just want to know.
Because honestly, if you keep an eye on it, you have, because the way I'm looking at it, at doing it, is so that everyone starts off fresh. Is bring tires with you, bring fresh tires. We can do oil changes and tire changes here right before we leave.
So you guys are
That
gonna
way-
leave with sticker tires.
Well, I would leave with a little bit used tires, get maybe 100 miles on tires, and same thing with oil changes. Just do it.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Try
though.
run before, just so that when you do oil change, make sure everything comes out, make sure everything is all buttoned up before you get on the road.
Well, also not. Well, look at it like this. You're saying the 100 to kind of break in the tires a little bit. We won't really need to do that because that first day will be all break-in day heading out. Anyway, because it's mostly going to be interstate until we get to about, I don't know, maybe about Canada.
Wait, you guys are going to Canada and then driving across Canada into Alaska?
You have to go through Canada.
Well, I know that, but I figured you guys would ride through the U.S., then go into Canada, and then go up to Alaska.
US, it'd be US to Canada, Canada to Yukon Territory to Alaska.
Okay.
Because I think you got to go through Yukon Territory.
It
all depends on what part you go to.
How many more years you guys have until you do this again?
Oh, 4 now.
4 more?
Now.
Oh, yeah. I'm with John on this one.
So here in about 2 years, we're looking to do a kind of like a mini 1-week excursion. Just kind of more settle in our packs and stuff like that. Stuff we'd bring with us.
So what are you going to do? Go from here to the Canadian border and turn around, come back?
No, what were we talking about? Weren't we talking about going to like Yosemite or something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember that topic.
I think that's what we were talking about.
How are you going to ride to Yosemite? Why don't you just take the path to Canada and figure out how it is and come back? If you're going to do a dry run, you may as well go the way you're going to go.
Well, see, because you don't want to make the other trip anything, like boring. After
but that's the point of the dry run. You want the actual run to be boring, at least the first part of it. That means it's all smooth sailing.
Well, you might be right, Reggie.
Like, let's face it. I mean, as long as like the week of we're checking and making sure about construction and stuff like that, like what roads might be closed or slowed down or whatnot, and plan around it.
Road closed. What are you talking about? Road closes.
Well, I'm talking about like for construction.
What do you mean?
Really? We're talking doing this in August.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Summer's usually the biggest time for construction.
So you get on a bike and you just ride. If you hit construction, you just have they'll have a detour around it.
If you hit construction, just pull out your phone, turn on Google Maps, and be like, "Hey, get me around this construction." Boom.
Well, that might be too much tech for bacon.
Hey, you know what? I do use a GPS when I need to. When I need to. Apart from that, I do like to just ride.
Okay.
So the plan for the dry run and the actual run, you guys are going to do this in August.
Yes.
Okay, well, good. I can't go.
Too hot, huh?
No, work. That's his.
The
That's
work.
his.
Yeah,
That's
my
of his busiest season.
Yeah, that's my busiest time of the year. I'll never be able to go.
All right, we're changing it to January.
Go to Alaska in January. If you guys do it in January, then I'm taking bets on how quickly some of you guys end up falling off.
We're gonna have a little game going of where of who has the most hypothermia or.
Well, if you guys go in January, the good thing is AMPS BMW will let you know when the roads are frozen over.
Oh, but that's changing now, I believe. We'll see, but he's got a little thought process in his head that may not be the bike for him for this trip.
Let's see. If I was going, what bike would I use? I feel like I want to go with Africa Twin.
An Africa Twin?
Mm-hmm. That'd be what I would use. Just off the top of my head, thinking of bikes. Or actually, I think either that or Spider. I'm serious. The Spider would be the way to go.
I mean, if you want to spend a crap ton on gas.
I think you'd be much more comfortable.
Well, no, you're right. You probably be fairly well comfortable. I know John's super comfortable in his.
Yep.
But
or a slingshot, one of those.
What is it? You have a 7-gallon tank on yours? Or?
Yeah, it's 6 and almost 7.
It's almost 7. I have almost. I've got what, a 5.3? Yeah, 5.3 gallon tank on mine, and we run the same distance on one tank.
When we're doing this, then you can give me some gas. Then, since you're going to have that big, Triumph, you can give me a couple extra gallons.
I don't know. See, I love the Triumph. I do love the Triumph. It's a beautiful bike.
Oh, you're changing now too?
Oh no! A long time ago, actually. I think I could have sworn I said it that my wife has actually looked. My wife saw the 1200, the BMW, and she loves that. And I showed her the sticker on it. She's like, I've got good tastes. I'm like, oh. So, and that's actually a bike that she said that she would actually get on the back of.
No.
So that's a double little whammy there.
I expect a picture.
Oh, there'll be many.
Okay. All right.
So, speaking of,
is that a dog?
Yes. Where my house is, there's a speed bump directly next to it, and every time the stupid truck with a trailer goes over it, I don't know why, but she'll start barking off of it.
Oh.
But so, speaking of textile stuff, last year, I think it was right about this time. Maybe it was a little later. That we started talking about some bike tech. I think, and if I remember correctly, it had to deal with that jet that went on that kept you from low sliding.
Oh yeah, how they put the jet propellers on or things to kind of help you so you didn't low slide. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that compressed air thing,
Right.
to keep you from low siding. Yeah. So, um, and this kind of really just got spurred on from a article on Revzilla on their common threads about like how much tech is too much tech on a motorcycle. And I know, uh, John, you and I and Amped had talked about that a lot. Um, well, at least a good bit. We hadn't gotten anybody else's real information on that. So, Reggie, you have any ideas on that? Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think is good tech for a motorcycle?
I think any tech that would allow somebody who has the perceived notion that motorcycles are dangerous and gives them that sense of safety is good tech to put on a bike, even if it seems like overkill. Like the ABS system they have on bikes now. A lot of the newer bikes. I think that's a good thing to have. Traction control, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, and you know what? I will never go against like something like ABS. Like ABS, I've thankfully never had to really use it. But like, so my dad's bike, the Road Glide, uh, it's the bike, the brakes are linked after 25 miles an hour. So you can, and it will automatically, do your 70/30. It'll actually do it for both brakes with like just the hand or just the foot pedal. So it's really neat. So you don't have to think about too much on that. And I guess I mean, if he doesn't really take away from your ride, if you do still enjoy the ride, but like, so my question would be, what is something that has, what was your first draw to motorcycles?
Me?
Yes.
That's a good question because before I got into bikes, I never really liked bikes. I was more of a car guy. I never really gave it much thought. I just happened, someone I knew got a bike and they let me ride it around the parking lot. And I was curious. I was like, oh, I've never ridden a bike before other than a bicycle. And I rode around and I was like, this is freaking amazing. And I think it was like it was a Honda. It was a Ninja 600, like a one from the 80s. Um, you know, that's really what got me hooked, was just riding someone else's bike. Even all I did was just go around the parking lot like once. But I don't I the problem with tech in bikes is I don't know what tech someone would consider too much tech. What's a feature that they put on bikes that, maybe somebody who grew up riding bikes in like the 50s and 60s would be like, heated grips. Who needs that? That's stupid tech.
Well, unless you ride in the cold.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of old school guys go, "Hey, I ride a bike to be out in the elements. Why do I need heated grips and heated vest and I'd be able to plug my jacket in to stay warm? If I wanted that, I'd just get in my car."
Oh no, right. Heated grips and a heated seat. I actually kind of enjoy them. They're not bad. Used in the right elements, they're actually quite nice. But I've never been one for like all the heated vests and the rest of that. Like if you have enough of a windbreak with the right layers, you shouldn't need a heated vest. I've ridden what, I think it was like between 15 and 20 degrees.
At what speed they're baking?
About 60.
For how long baking?
Was over an hour.
Okay.
The one thing that I did not like is I had my 3/4 with the bubble shield.
Okay.
and my chin was definitely frozen from that. Like that actually stung a bit, but the rest of me was good.
Which bike were you on, Bacon?
I was on the Dyna.
Okay.
So wide open, man. I was not on the Cholo Mobile.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if you're on Pop's bike.
Nope, I was on I was on mine. But it's just. But I'm sure, like as you get older, hey, I find myself getting colder sometimes as I get older. So. But that's what happens.
Okay.
Your blood thins.
It does.
Of course, the worst thing ever though when you're riding and you're all bundled up like that is if you fart. That is the worst thing because it travels right up into your helmet.
My farts don't smell to me. If anything, it's just like nice hot air.
A little moist.
That's called a shart.
Well, it depends on what you decided to eat the night before. But no, so what would you consider bad tech then?
You asking me? I know I've been trying to think about it while you've been rambling.
I've been trying to give you something.
So. Okay. I'll put it like this. My first bike I had was a Honda Shadow, right?
Okay.
It was carbureted. I had it. My brother-in-law showed me how to take apart the carb, clean it, put it all back together, slap it all together. There was no tech in it whatsoever. None whatsoever. It was super easy and simple to work on. If we had a problem, it was easy to fix. Everything.
Minimal tools.
Yeah, minimal tools. I think what people are complaining when it comes to technology is the fact that the motorcycle manufacturers are going the same way of the car manufacturers, in the fact that they realize for them to make their money, they need you to bring your shiny new toy to them to fix. So I think that's where the issue lies. That's why people complain about tech, is they start to put things in there that prevent you from doing basic things to it, or make it so difficult that you don't even want to do it. You're like, I'll just take it to the dealer. They can do the oil change. I'm not dealing with that.
I get you.
And I can't think of a tech on a bike, but like on a car, for instance, like if the check engine light comes on in my wife's car, it is the biggest pain in the butt. I could kind of figure out what's wrong with it. If it's nothing serious, I can kind of fix it, but 9 times out of 10, I got to take it to somebody.
ODB2 sensor, man.
But even with that, man.
Even with that, well, then you got to find yourself a mechanic that as a friend, and just send them the pictures of everything, of all the readouts. They'll tell you exactly what you need to do.
And 9 times out of 10, it's like a sensor. It's always a sensor. It's like, oh, this sensor's bad or that sensor's bad. And that's what I think when it comes to technology that people are complaining about. I don't think having heated grips or fuel, and I've heard people complain about fuel injection. I love fuel injection. But
fuel injection has many, many, many merits. I not really too many downsides, other than if something wrong if something goes wrong with your fuel injection, it's just it's a bit more difficult to repair and expensive. But I don't know too many people that have had too many problems with their fuel injection, though.
Me.
Well, that's Can-Am. No, but yours was a weird, isolated incident, though.
Mine had 3 things going on all at once, so
that's what I'm saying. Yours was like that weird, isolated incident.
It was.
Most people that I've that I have spoken to that have fuel injected bikes have not had their fuel injection systems go bad. Like wasn't yours caused by the CPU?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, ECU went bad, and the fuel injector went, and then the then a purge valve. So I mean, was it caused by it? No answer.
Okay.
Do you not have an answer? Or they just don't know. They just started replacing stuff.
I never asked, and that bike got traded.
Mhm.
I got a deal on the one I have now, so. And this one I enjoy so much more.
Well,
and
they gave you a good deal on it, so
yeah. And I'd probably say one of the techs that I think is, if you want to look at something, is hydraulic lifts. I think where you don't have to worry about your valves, I think is kind of a good technology to have on a bike. I mean, if you want to get into motor wise and stuff, where you don't have to worry about adjusting those valves and
self-adjusting valves.
Yeah.
Who started that? Because I know Harley runs them, but
I'm not sure.
Like I've never actually looked into who actually, started that whole hydraulic lifter valve. So, what would you think is the worst?
Oh, the worst. I don't have something that I would say the worst. I would say, I'll put it this way. I'll leave it open. It's whatever makes you not feel comfortable on the bike. It's, I think, all user preference on what they want to have. Like, we'll use Rich for example. Rich is all happy, he got on his bike with no tech and his phone, and away he goes. He doesn't have his phone even connected. I mean, his phone's in his pocket.
Yeah. Hey,
So, I mean,
the only thing I have my phone connected to is to my Senna, but that it automatically connects. I don't even have to do anything for that.
Yeah.
Except for when it forgets it. No.
Yeah.
But if it forgets it and I'm already about ready to go, I don't even mess with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things. Sometimes you just have to get along and just go. So
I guess my biggest question is does it take away from the ride? Like so you have rider modes and stuff like that, and you have people that'll want to change it. Like, oh, I think I'm going to get a little sporty or something like that. And I don't know how many people actually do that. Like I'm going to change it on the fly and go through this and go through these menus and do this.
I feel like that's a gimmick. Like, I just got a new truck, right? And it has driver modes. And I mess with it. And it has like normal, tow haul, eco, and sport, right?
Okay.
And go ahead.
So tow haul
Mm-hmm.
is not really a driver mode so much as it is a transmission setting.
Okay.
So it actually holds out your transmission longer. So the shift points aren't as short as they are in regular driving mode.
Right.
So there's one off there.
All right, there's one off of there. But that it has normal, eco, and sport. And as far as I can tell, all three of them, all it does is change when the engine shifts and how responsive the throttle is. So in eco, it's like driving a tractor. Like there's like no response whatsoever. In normal, I can tell the different, it just felt normal. And in sport, it just felt like it was, staying in gears longer. Yeah. And a little quicker on the throttle. But I messed with it. I just got the truck. I messed with it for like about 10, 15 miles. And I'm like, well, this is staying in normal mode.
I think I'm sorry, but any truck that has a sport mode is, I mean, it's a truck. Come on. If you really want a sport mode, go get a crate engine, drop it in there, and you know, blow out your horsepower. But yeah, to me, there's no such thing as sport mode on a truck. Even though I do tend to drive my trucks a little sportier. But John understands the Nashville traffic with that one.
Just a little bit.
You did not have to be in it for long to understand it. Like it's nuts here. I couldn't tell you how many times I see people crossing over 4 lanes to get off on an exit.
That happens here as well.
Oh, I see it probably 3 times on my way to work. That's the horrible thing. It's like it's not just like a every now and again thing. It's consistent. Ugh.
Well, I don't have to deal with that traffic. I don't head that way, so
that's true. I mean, and you only live pretty much down the road from your work, so
that is correct.
The only thing you got to deal with is what? Jaywalkers?
No, it's getting busier. Had to deal with a broke down car today.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then and that, I guess the worst thing is, what is it with people that think they can go through a red intersection and stop and the light changes and they sit in the middle of the intersection? Don't you just love that?
Oh.
They're like, oh, I can make it, and then the light change.
And then they're just stopped there.
Yeah, and then you can't get around them.
It's like, if you're in the middle of the intersection, get out of the way.
Well, they can't because the car's in front of them. They are such impatient.
Oh, you're talking about before, like, okay.
Yeah, so the line in front of them, the car in front of them goes through the light, but it stops just after you get through the intersection. So what do? I'll just continue through the intersection, and then I'll stop in the middle of the intersection because the cars in front of me aren't going, but I need to make sure I get through this intersection.
Yeah. Actually, that happens right down the road from me. Constantly.
So it frustrates me.
No, it's if I could smack all bad drivers and they would understand why they were smacked, it'd be a beautiful thing, and I'd have a very sore hand. So, yeah.
What would you like to talk about?
I don't know. I was
tech. So talking about tech here, since we're kind of talking tech, we'll throw something out. Did you see Shoei's going to come out with a heads-up smart helmet?
Yeah, aren't they isn't it kind of playing off of the that Jabra helmet?
Maybe.
Or the Jarvis. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I just saw the blip of it, and it's kind of interesting that they're getting in the market. So I don't know. Be interesting to see one.
Yeah, I don't know. What was that? I think the most interesting heads-up display that I saw is the live map.
Right.
Because of how it projects onto the visor.
Okay.
But it's just so huge.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if it's something that you'd want, or, it's one of those things of maybe not looking down and stuff. Because, I mean, if you look down, like if the sun's hitting you in the right spot, I mean, I'm not sure how well it's going to work. Just me thinking about tech and everything. If the sun's glaring on my dash, I really can't see the speedometer. How fast am I going?
Yeah, but are you really going to see that in your helmet?
That I don't know.
I doubt it. Like, okay, so someday while you're driving, take a flashlight, right? While you're in bright sunlight.
Okay.
Point it up at your windshield while it's on.
Okay.
how much of that, and see how much of that you see. Hell, take your phone, put your phone on your dash there,
Okay.
and see how much of it you actually see. You really don't see anything other than the phone itself. You don't see anything that's on the screen. It's
But isn't that more to do with the technology? I mean, because like I don't know what tech is in the watch that I have, but I have a Garmin running watch, and I can see it in 100% pure direct sunlight. It actually looks better in direct sunlight.
That's different than reflecting off of another surface, though. That is the actual screen of it.
But you're using the self. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But heads-up display just seems pointless.
Well, I mean, there's cars with heads-up displays.
Name them.
Corvette actually ran it for a little while. The Pontiac Bonnevilles used to.
So I'll put it this way.
Not many cars anymore do. I'm saying
that's where I'm going to go. It's like,
Exactly.
But that's the thing, and we had talked about that before. It's a gimmicky thing, and I think it's actually going to be more of a distraction than anything, because when you ride long enough, you kind of have a good sense of how fast you're going and what gear you're going, with your RPMs and how their bike sounds. Do you have
how it sounds?
Huh?
I got music playing. I don't know how it sounds.
Yeah, I don't know how it sounds either.
You don't know how it sounds, Reggie, because you've forgotten what it sounds like.
Oh, I know what it sounds like. I go on all the time, watch my old videos. Here's one thing I have to say about heads-up display, right? Is I feel like when it comes to technology for motorcycles, there's a trickle-down effect. So if it's in cars and it gets really mainstream and saturated, eventually I feel like it's something that, if possible, will trickle down into bikes, like ABS, right? I mean, I can remember when no bikes had ABS, and I'm not that old. Not that old.
Now almost every bike.
Now almost every bike has ABS. Before it was an option. Now it's to the point where people are complaining because you can't even turn it off, right? So if they tried to put heads-up displays in vets, and those really douchey vet owners didn't like it, and they put them in Bonnevilles, I don't know what the hell they're in the Bonneville, but it never trickled to mom's minivan or soccer mom's Suburban, then I feel like it's just a gimmick. It's a way to sell some helmets, and it's never going to catch on.
Well, and then there was John's idea, which actually is actually coming out.
Hey, what was wrong with that idea?
What's that?
The helmet air conditioner.
Boy, helmet air conditioning, really? So my head can be cold and the rest of my body can be hot. Why would I want to be in that state?
You got to keep a cool head, man.
Like, that just makes me more mad. Helmet air conditioning.
Okay. So real quick. So Rich is telling me that about currently, the Corvette, Camaro, and the Mustang all have heads up.
Well, tell him he needs to get on here.
And he guessed one that the German makes, and he's going to find that. So anyway, back to your point, John.
Back to my point. Oh, helmet, AC. Your head is cool. It helps cool the rest of your body and make you think you're cool on the rest of your helmet.
I could just pee on myself and still feel cool.
See? No, that makes you warm.
Yeah, that should make you warm, dude. You need to go see a doctor about that.
No, because once it cools down quick enough that then it's just wet and air passing over it. And
all right. So I'll give you something to talk about. Somebody that was in the military and knew what they were told to do when they jump in water with wetsuits.
Pee
themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So they kept them warm.
That's to start, but that's also different. You're also in water as opposed to just being out with blowing air on you.
I'm just telling you.
Wait, You guys really think that if my head is cold, that it'll trick the rest of my body into thinking it's cold?
Okay, Reggie, you're out there in the yard all day, right?
Okay.
You stick your head in the freezer while your house is hot.
When you get a cool rag and put it on your head, does the rest of your body start cooling off? Do you feel cooler?
I hate when people bring up something that I didn't think about. Yes, you are right, but
I'm telling you,
the noise.
just telling you.
Can you? Okay.
Why did they
know
sell
your
these
air
cool
conditioner
electric
sounds
lights?
like? But you know what your air conditioner sounds like in your house, right? Imagine what that thing's going to sound like on your head.
I'm just looking at the fact that when I was looking at it was more of airflow and trying to somehow get fan blowing, not so much AC, but something just to kind of help circulate the air in your helmet.
I don't want a fan blade in my head helmet with me.
Right? That's what I said when he first brought it up. I was like, you're talking about moving fan blades and stuff. Like that's just wait. Actually, what if you do like the more Dyson air blade? Ooh.
But I think how it's going to be designed, or the thing, I think that the vent thing or the fan's going to be like behind your head, and I think it's going to be kind of where it's not going to interfere with you very much.
Have any actual details came out on that helmet?
Everything
like actual details.
I haven't looked.
Let's see, article from June. Hey, is that thing gonna have Freon in it? I mean, what's gonna happen when you get in an accident and your head hits the ground? It's gonna be a puff of white free.
That's what I was at. That was my next question. Is like, what is the actual cooling mechanism? Because that's why I was wondering, like, if they actually had any specs on it. Like, are they just moving air, or
I think it's just moving air. Because it's not going to be like really like, oh, it's going to be like an AC unit. It's going to put out like 30-degree, air. It's going to be, air movement around, cooling.
At this point, why not just get in your car?
Hey,
because I want to ride my bike, okay? And I want to be cool.
Get a convertible, put the top down, turn the AC on.
But I don't like convertible.
Draw a picture of a motorcycle on the side of your car.
So is Rich coming in here, or is he going to be antisocial with us?
I don't know if he's coming in here or not.
Rich doesn't want any of this.
I'll tell you what.
Well, he's listening to the live stream, so
he is. He is. So you know what? I'm going to send him the link, and if he wants to, he can.
Oh, he put in the comments here, one of the Germans have a heads-up display too. So, I mean, if they have it, then
he's looking for it.
Well, it's probably Mercedes. If I had to take a guess,
it's probably Audi. Rich, running at Google OS.
I just don't. I feel like I'm turning into the old man where I'm just like, why do I want it? All right, now I have ABS, traction control, cruise control, heads-up display.
Don't forget about airbags.
Airbags, air conditioning. I have jets on the side that keep my bike completely upright. Why am I riding this thing now? I should just get in my car.
Well, see, and then that's the other thing. Those was it the self-leveling motorcycles?
Yeah.
That they come Honda and Yamaha.
Oh, I thought those were called Can-Ams.
No, they're two-wheeled bikes.
Wait.
They're self-balancing bikes.
I feel like I'm out of the loop for everything. Self-balancing bikes?
Yeah. Honda introduced one. Yamaha did. I think BMW has also come out with one too.
But are they showing these as like proof of concept more so than like, we're gonna make these?
Yes, like the Honda one, they're like, you can call to it like a dog and it'll come to you. It's weird. I mean, yeah, it's totally concept, and they're like, trying to get that out there, I guess.
To go with Reggie's point, I kind of think the tech is a little much, and I know I threw the fan thing out. It wasn't like I was just looking for air movement. That's all I was kind of shooting for. Nothing like to really like cool you down. Just something. Because sitting in traffic, got a helmet on, a little nice airflow might help you out. It is still hot, so you're just blowing around hot air. So is it really going to cool you off? Who knows? But then if you go with all this tech and then you get all these features, then people are going to be like, I'm invincible on this bike. I can't wreck it. I can't do anything. And they're not going to be smart enough when they ride.
Well, then there's also the other problem with that, is the trending of tech. Do you have companies already talking about like the autonomous aids that cars have, like lane assist and stuff like that?
Right.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous because if I need to move for something in the road or something, I need control of that bike. That bike's not going to say, oh, look, there's something in the road right there. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, my mom's car, she just got a new Subaru Forester that has lane assist in it, and I haven't drove it yet, but she was like saying to me and my sister, because we all have Subarus, and it's like, well, does your car do this? And I'm like,
no.
I'm like, I don't have a car with all the fancy features. And she says, oh.
No, I just got a bike with fancy features.
But then I started realizing, I says, no, Mom, it's your lane assist is probably putting you back in the middle of the lane. So
that's just...
Listen, as the cars get more complicated, the drivers are devolving. So we have to put these features in here, like the car driving itself, because as we talked about earlier, nobody knows where the hell they're going half the time, and nobody knows what's going on.
No, we just need to equip all bikes with grenades.
Or be really strict about who gets driver's license. Like, make it actual thing.
But if you're going to do that, then they're going to automatically trickle that over to motorcycles.
But they should too. I mean, how many times have you been in your truck and seen someone on a bike do something so stupid? You're like, oh my God, why do you have that thing? It's usually a really nice bike too. You're like, God, why do you have that? I should have that. You're being so stupid on it.
You never ridden with bacon, have you?
No. No.
You might be one of those people that calling out bacon.
Maybe, because I'm Mr. Putt Putt, man. You can ask my wife. I'm the turtle. If we have to go somewhere in a hurry, she's like, move over, I'm driving.
Well, and you don't want to ride with bacon.
It'd be fine, because honestly, there's a lot of times that I do just I will put around.
Yeah, okay, bacon. Let me think about how many times that's been with me.
Hey, you know what?
Hang on. I'm still thinking.
You run around on your Spider like, oh yeah, I can do whatever on this little thing. So I'm like, okay, let's do that.
Man, let me think here. Let me think. I haven't came up with one, but did I keep up with you, bacon?
Damn straight you did. Except for when you and Rich were following me through traffic.
All right. Well,
but that was more of like a space issue. I was trying to keep where I'd go around wide enough for you.
I know.
I sense some bitterness between you two. Do we need to talk about this?
Bitterness.
We're race buddies. It's okay.
We don't race. We do no such thing, bacon. No.
That's right. No.
Don't.
What did we call it? What did we call it?
Brisk?
Yes. For a more brisk pace.
or what was the other one? What was the other one? Spirited.
Ah, yes, we were spirited riding. We were going to be the spirited group, so if you feel like being a little bit more spirited, ride with us.
I would just bring up the rear. See, that's when my GPS would come in handy on my bike. I'd be like, this is where we're going. I'll see you guys there.
It's fun because we try not to take it too crazy, but just enough to have fun.
We were all had to put a 150 mark.
What was that?
You have to go back and listen to it. They're bacon.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh
goodness.
Anyways,
so
no.
Where are we at here? Oh yeah, spirited writing.
Tech.
I don't know. I don't know if you can have GPS right there on your like with TFT displays and stuff like that. It's always a good thing. That way, you don't have to fumble around with your phone or anything like that.
Now, here's an interesting one for you that I found out talking about tech and fancy dancy stuff. So I was at the local dealership. I don't think I've told you guys this one, but talking to the main sales manager, talking about the new 18 and how I like the new display, and they've done that. And he goes, well, there is one problem with that display. He goes, it doesn't like the cold. Because they've moved them in the cold and the screen doesn't come up all right.
Really?
It comes up like pixelated and stuff. And then they put it in the showroom and then it was fine. So K&M's got a little problem with that, I guess.
That's no good.
Heard.
No.
And that's a TFT, right?
Or
is that the LED that they have?
I don't know what it is. It's 2 4-point-something inch screens.
Huh. That's not good. That's not a good. Well, I guess you also have to look at who's writing, how many people are actually writing it in colder weather and stuff like
Climate, that. Yeah, and you know, are you getting down into the 20s and 30s? Who knows? I mean, people do.
There's a guy at my church that rides his Spider, like all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The big RT.
It is an RT. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of an RT.
Yeah, I mean those set bags are weird.
The problem is, I sat on when I took class, I rode the RT, and it was the cockpit was very cramped in my book. And I understand when people talk about, crampedness. I just got on it, I just felt cramped. So
that's actually something coming from you. Now, Reggie, let me clue you in on John here. John, how tall are you?
About 5'7".
Really?
5'7". Okay.
Right.
Now, while we were riding out to Gettysburg, I saw his feet dangling. On his spider, and he just swinging them about. So for him to say that this bike is actually cramped,
it's got to be really cramped then,
right?
It just felt cramped for me, and maybe it's just because. And note that on that bacon, yes, I can do that. My knees are slightly bent, and if I hit a pothole, my foot will hit the ground, even when I'm going bent. So,
trust me, I know. I saw how close your feet were to the ground, but they were still dangling.
Yeah.
I had to.
I have a short inseam.
I had to laugh so hard. I don't even think I had that on video.
Now, you talk about tech. One of the techs that frustrates me. I'll give you the tech that frustrates me.
All right, finally.
I have tech that I love. I have a love-hate for this tech. And that is Senna's. I think they're awesome, but they're also at the same time very frustrating.
Yeah, they're a great tool when they work correctly.
You get and it's one of those things of when I take this class here in a couple of weeks.
Is it a how to operate your Senna class?
No, it's a whole class. And driver instructors, and they actually have CBs on their helmets.
Well, right, but aren't those connected through their bikes?
No,
Really?
this guy had one attached to his helmet because he was walking around the course talking to us through his helmet with a CB, and we each had like individual like handheld walkie-talkies. So,
so they're just running like Motorola's with.
I've not been able to find the unit. And one of the things that blows my mind is why. I mean, I think there's probably some legal stuff involved and some other stuff, but I'm like, that CB technology works. And I know you got to do the push to talk stuff, but I know he had a way to turn it on so it would always stay open. But it's just one of those things of, it's very interesting that even with the mesh and the 30K, I love it and I hate it at the same time.
So you're saying that they were using walkie-talkies though?
For us as students, we had an actual handheld, I think Midland walkie-talkie.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, how do they have a CB in their helmet?
It was attached to the side of the helmet. I don't know. I haven't found it. I've looked for it. When I go to class, I'm going to go ask them.
Do that, because I'd like to see what this is, because I swear it's got to be like a walkie-talkie on their side that you're just not seeing for some odd reason.
I don't know. I will find out.
Because if it is a walkie-talkie, then you can tune in. You can tune in to truckers and stuff that you're around too.
Right, and I know that's probably the reason why they went with the mesh and Senna's, because it's closed circuit in theory. But the Bluetooth technology, wirelessly, the range isn't very far. Getting the signals to connect to your device and your phone can work great, or it can be a pain in the butt. If you start adding multiple people, it could be great, it could be bad. It's, prime example, Rich has his helmet with a Philly RF 1200. He gets on a Harley. The two of us get together. If there's three of us on it, it's crap.
Three of you
here is like, that's all I hear.
Three of you on the Harley?
No, three of us. Like if we got together or three people with him, as soon as you add a third person, you can't really hear him. But like Bacon, when we went up to Gettysburg, the three of us were on it and we could hear each other fine. So,
What about Cardo? Have you tried Cardo?
I know somebody has tried it with their stuff, but I mean, if you really get down to it, Senna is what everybody has used. Everybody's used Senna. Everybody I ride with has Senna. So not everybody's going to switch to something else.
Right. Just
because. I go on group rides. And usually when we get in big group rides, I just listen because I can't, talking and hearing it's really hard. The sun is coming really great when you're in a group and you need to say, we're getting off of this exit. So that's my love-hate.
It's a good love-hate. It's a good love-hate because I remember, what was it? I think that was our second trip. Yeah, our second trip out to Tellico.
Right.
You had CB and Amped up front, and then I was in the back.
Oh, yeah. Well, the problem is it was all done incorrectly.
Yeah.
I have learned with Senna, this is where I love 30K with the mesh. Hit the button, whoever's on mesh You join, you're done. No, like, oh, let's pair, let's click. Is it going to connect? Is it not going to connect? And the other thing is you got to daisy chain them. You can't be everybody be one master. So you got to do like, if you're in a group, it's 3 people. So it's 3 people connected. And you daisy chain it. And then you need to run in that order. You don't, whoever's like leader, second, third, that's how you daisy chain it. You need all to be daisy chained to keep everything in sync.
And you'll still lose one every now and again, and they'll come back to that other person.
Depends on the distance and how far apart you get.
Shoot, there were times just in the mountains, just being, 2 bikes behind somebody, you'd lose them.
It depends.
Because it's more like line of sight, though.
It is. It's all line of sight because that's how Bluetooth works. That's how that Bluetooth technology works.
Maybe they need Bluetooth boosters out in the mountains. No.
And the Ride Connect app. No.
We're not even going to talk about that. We're not even going to
talk about it.
I mean, I applaud them for trying.
The only way Ride Connect works is if Reggie's on, has a Senna, and we're out riding, and we can connect with Reggie and says, "Hey, Reggie, how you doing?"
Basically, you know what you need to do with that then? Is you need to just call somebody on your Senna, and then conference call. Then they conference call somebody. Remember, like back in the day when, you
oh my god, I can't believe you're actually gonna do this.
That you used to try to call. That you used to try to get all your friends on the phone and stuff like that. So you conference call somebody that they would conference call, and then the next person would conference call.
But you can't say anything. That's the easy way of doing it. Then you're on a phone call, and then you have the only thing I would make sure is you got cell phone service.
Exactly.
But when you're in the mountains, you don't have that.
Right. But the other problem is if you're all on a gigantic conference call, there's no way to like isolate the noise. There's just going to be all this noise of wind and sound just coming in through all the Sennas all at once.
Actually, Sennas are really, really good with noise canceling. Like really insanely good with noise canceling. So most of the time when I'm riding and my wife calls, she will not she doesn't. She's like, "So what are you doing right now?" I'm like, "I'm out riding." She's like, "Really? I didn't hear your bike." She won't hear it.
That is true.
But she won't hear my bike until I start off from a dead stop. Like if I'm just rolling, she won't hear it.
Rolling. So on another topic, this is off the cusp. Reggie, you need to fix your logo. You have a white streak down the left-hand side.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Oh, that's because it's circular and my logo's square.
No, when you're not talking and Bacon, you can answer it.
Yep.
It's a whole white line down the side.
If you look down at the bottom where your
is, I see it now. That's gonna bother me.
Nitpicking.
It bother me.
Now I'm gonna have to go fix that, even though I never use this thing.
Well, you've used it now. You've used it in a couple weeks, so
I won't hear from Reggie for another 6 months.
I know.
Lawn service business is going to pick up.
He's gonna start hibernating again.
Going to start getting too hot.
Dude, it really gets too hot around here. You guys don't know. You guys don't understand the pain of being down here. The other day I looked at my wife and I said, at one point, people lived down here without air conditioning. They must have been stupid. Who would come down here? It's too hot.
Then why are you still there, Reggie?
Because I have air conditioning. If I didn't have air conditioning and the ability to ride when it's really cold out and you guys are complaining and I could be like, oh yeah, I'm just out riding. It's 70 degrees.
And how often have you done that to us?
It's been like a year or two, but it's worth it.
Okay.
But it's worth it. Oh man.
Oh, you know what? On my YouTube page, I have white lines on both sides.
Oh no!
Oh, Oh,
I bet you're losing subs because of that, man.
I know what Reggie be doing tonight. Logo work.
This is just not right.
Sorry, Reggie. Glad I could help you out there, bud.
John, you're such a dick. That's awesome.
I'm fixing it right now. Wait, I don't even know how to fix it. Google Plus is gone. How do I fix this now?
Oh,
It's called Google.
you do it in Gmail. No, because there you have your account settings, so you can actually still change it out in Google.
I need to go back to
Gmail.
Classic Studio. What are they doing? Okay, let's see here. I've been getting a lot of really bad negative comments on my videos. I don't appreciate it.
And it's probably because of that white line.
Yeah, it probably is.
You have other OCD guys out there just like, oh man, these white lines. I can't stand this video. You suck.
So what is the status of motorblogging anyways? Let's talk about that for a second. Is it dying?
No.
Has it died?
No, absolutely not.
Oh no. I think this is the problem with motovlogging, and this is the problem we would always have. It's like it's a sub section of a section of something on YouTube. It's like vlogging on a motorcycle, so the audience is smaller, but I don't think it's dying. I just think it's just not what it was.
Okay.
This is the same question that comes up every year.
Ha! Found you.
I mean, in fact, I bet you can go on YouTube and you can just look up, is Moto vlogging dead? And you will find a few hundred from each year.
Okay.
And I think that's more of a case of, well, how much time do you have to do it? How much time do you have to sit there and watch moto vlogs? Do they still interest you to watch them? And so are you still looking? You know, because there's still newer people out there that moto vlog, but they, you know, it's like, are you going around looking for them? And then channels, and then also your bigger channels grow. So they grow out of doing just moto vlogs. They do other types of vlogs as well.
Okay.
Other sorts of videos.
And that's generally when I stop watching them.
But I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it ever dying. I just see it as, if you're not looking, you're not going to find it.
As long as we've been doing moto vlogging from, let's see, 20, whenever I started, that's always been a topic. Moto vlogging's dying. It's on the decline. Blah blah blah. It'll be around in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, there's always it's always around.
I mean, I still get views on my old videos, you know, and it's like, who's watching this? Somebody's watching it.
I actually have a video with 1,000 views.
That's impressive. I know which one it is. It's the review of your Dyna.
Yep. I looked at that, I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's the only one that's ever hit that, because those are always going to be the one. That's why review channels always make it.
Yeah, because think about it. Most people who use YouTube don't use it the way that people who make YouTube videos think that everyone uses it, because I've stopped using YouTube the way that I used to when I used to watch videos. I never go to my subscription feed anymore. I stay on my homepage and I just scroll. And if I see something interesting, I click it and watch it. Or if I'm looking for something, it's always a how-to, or what's this product like, or what's a review of this.
Actually, that's why I've started. I've actually thinking about doing a bunch of how-to videos, especially since I do apartment maintenance.
Yeah, I bet you that would work, because people are always looking for that stuff. And I don't think people do not go to their. I go to my subscription feed every now and then. And I'm like, why am I even here? I will watch a video if it shows up on my homepage, but if I go to my subscription feed, it just frustrates me. I'm like, ugh, I need to unsubscribe to all these people.
Why do I even still have them here? Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Bacon. I have a question. Since you're talking about that, I might need to call you when I get something in for help. If I run into a problem.
Okay. What are you fixing?
Replacing my AC thermostat.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, that's super easy.
Are you replacing with a Nest?
I am getting a Nest, yes.
That's so period. It's straightforward.
Well, my problem is I have a so here we'll go with my little expedition. So a few years ago, the wife says, "Hey, I want to have a security system." And something worked. So we went to Lowe's. Lowe's had Iris. We buy Iris. And it came with a thermostat. So I replaced the thermostat. Well, I did it. I think with my brother's help. And I don't know what the color of the lines. I know there's lines and stuff and wires. I'm not sure which one goes with which. I haven't looked at it.
It's actually really easy. They actually have it labeled.
Okay. Well, I know I saw the Nest one's labeled. Hopefully this other one's labeled. That's not theirs. They should be.
No.
Anyway.
Every thermostat is labeled. So all your points, they're all labeled.
All right.
Just remember the C is the blue. Is that light blue?
Okay.
It's cyan.
Hopefully I have it. So anyways, so then I found out that I got an email that Lowe's is discontinuing the Iris system. So I was like, oh, well, now I got to go replace my thermostat because it's all programmed with the system.
Ooh.
Like it connects to the website. It kind of like does stuff. It's kind of, it was a really cool system, but they got rid of it. So, and information, if you're on Duke Energy, you can go to Duke Energy website and you can buy a Nest thermostat for $50 less than you can buy at Lowe's.
Well,
there's my promotion dig for the day.
Well, there you go. So everybody, there's your deal. Go on to Home Depot.
No.
Do you have a promo code for that?
No, go to Duke Energy.
Oh, Duke Energy, that's right.
You know, you should probably get a promo code. That way you could show Duke Energy you brought them business.
Oh, I have no. Well, I know you can do the Nest with them for the thermostat, and you also can buy bulbs through them too, at a discounted price.
I don't trust the power company selling me bulbs. I feel like
No.
they would use a little bit more power than they're supposed to.
They're getting pennies on the dollar. Pennies on a dollar, man.
They're like, yeah, this says 30 watts, but it's really 31.
Huh.
Hey, if they get $5 out of each customer every month extra,
yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a crap ton of money.
That's, take a trip to Alaska for 3 weeks kind of money.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, alrighty. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here, guys, because we've been on for about almost an hour and a half now. So, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and call it. Last words, anybody?
It's been wonderful, enjoyable. Nice talking to you, Reggie. Let's talk to you again in about 6 months. Bacon.
Whoa.
Bacon. Let's see here. What can I say about Bacon? Bacon, my brother. You're always my riding buddy.
For sure, man. Always. Reggie?
This is my audition. I'm petitioning now. I want to be on Loud Pipes. John, make it happen. You guys need a replacement for Hogan. I could be your Hogan.
I could be your Hogan.
Well, do you like brown seats?
Actually, I do.
You like Indians?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Indians are so ugly.
Well, then you can't be Hogan.
Oh, jeez. I like the Scout. Does that count?
You got to hate Harley. You have to hate Harley.
I wish Victory was still around. I do wish that.
They're still around.
If it says Indian badge on it, it's no good.
Well, you just lost out on that one, Reggie.
I could lie. I love Indians. Indians are my favorite people. I mean, bikes.
We're getting flagged. We're getting flagged. SJW's on their way.
I have no problem with Indians. Some of my best friends are Indians. Isn't that what you're supposed to say?
I know an Indian. Oh man,
What Indians are we talking about?
I'm just saying.
No, like the guys, like guys down the road and stuff. I sit there and talk with them all the time. They're from India.
Okay.
We're in tight, man. Well, as for me, I'd like to say thank you everybody who was in the chat. We had Rich, we had Ron C, Amp popped in there for a minute.
What? Ant popped in there? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's lazy.
Have you heard the new conspiracy theory? Me and Amp are the same person.
Oh.
They're never in the same place at the same time.
Exactly.
Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a new one for me too, but that's okay. For a while there, he was beer 30. So, all right. Well, but anyway, so thank you everybody for joining in on the chat. Don't forget, our next recording will be live again, 9:00 Eastern on March. I believe it's the 5th is what it is. Look here real quick.
I will confirm. March 5th.
Yes.
March 5th. Yes, it's the 5th. I don't think I can be here for that one.
Uh-oh.
I'm supposed
What's Monica got you doing?
Vasectomy? I don't know what that is. What's a vasectomy?
Oh,
I'm sorry, buddy.
What is that?
you better get your ice ready.
I don't want to know.
Snip, 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 snip. She's taking care of you like the dog.
The dog's female.
That dog got snipped too.
As long as I put one of those weird plastic cones around my head, I'm good.
They have soft ones that you can do. Actually, you know, it'd be even funnier. You get one of those big foam 10-gallon cowboy hats. You cut it around so it goes around your neck. You get your head out. Then you have your own. So, anyways, as I was saying, thank you everybody for listening. Don't forget to stop by here in 2 weeks as we do this again. Like I said, March the 5th, we're recording live again. Until then, vai con Dios.